Hello everyone. Today we will start chapter number 3, Coordinate Geometry of class 9th standard.
So, the first point is coordinate geometry. What is coordinate geometry? So, here it is written, it is a branch of geometry where the position of a point is defined using coordinates. So, basically what we have to do, suppose we have a plane and in the plane we have a point. Suppose this is the point. We want to find the position of this point using the coordinates. What are the coordinates that I will explain after this? Okay. We want to find the position of this point using the coordinates. So the branch of geometry by which we will find the position of the point using the coordinates is called coordinate geometry. Now next point is, what are the coordinates? See, coordinates are the set of values which helps to show the exact position of a point in the coordinate plane. Okay, as I discussed here, suppose we have a point and we want to find out its position in the plane. So its position we will show by the coordinates. And what are the coordinates? Coordinates are the set of values. Set of values means any value, 1, 2, 3, 4, these all are the values. So we will show its position by the set of values. Those set of values are called coordinates. Okay. Now suppose this I will explain with example. Here, how to find the position of the dot on the paper. Now you can see this is a piece of paper and this is, we can consider it as a plane. So now on this plane there is a dot. We want to find out its position. So the branch of geometry by which we will find out its position is called coordinate geometry, and the set of values we will have to give some values. Okay, that values by which we will find its exact position is called the coordinates. So now what we will do, we have to find the position of this dot. Okay, now we will fix the position of the dot from two fixed lines. Now for this dot we have to fix two lines. Okay. Now suppose first we are taking left edge or right edge. We now see this is the right edge and this is the left edge. So out of these two, any edge we will fix for its position. So suppose we are fixing the left edge and then upper line or bottom line of the paper. Now for this paper, either you take the upper line or you take the bottom line. Any one line we have to fix for the position of this dot. Suppose out of these two, upper and bottom line, I am taking bottom line. So you will see for this dot, we have fixed two lines. This is the left edge and this is the bottom line, right? Now it is written, from the left edge of the paper, the position of the dot is 5 centimeter away. That means this dot is 5 centimeter away from the left edge, right? And from the bottom line of the paper, the position of the dot is 9 centimeter away. So from this bottom line, the position of the dot is 9 centimeter away. Now you can see here, when we are finding the position of this dot, we have find out that the position of the dot from two fixed lines. Okay, from left line, its distance is 5 centimeter, and from the bottom line, its distance is 9 centimeter. Now, if you think, suppose we are not taking the bottom line, we are considering only left line. So, can we fix the position of the dot by saying that this dot is at a distance of 5 centimeter from left line? If I will say like this, then suppose this is the paper, okay, and this is the dot. And I am saying this dot is at a distance of 5 centimeter from this left edge. So 5 centimeter means 5 centimeter. If it is here, so it can be here also, all are 5 centimeter. Okay, so it can be here also, here, anywhere on this line, because all are at a distance of 5 centimeter from the left edge. Okay, so if we will fix its position from one line only, we cannot find out the exact position of the dot. So what we need one more fixed line. So one more fixed line, we have taken the bottom line. Now it is written, from the bottom, the position of the dot is 9 centimeter away. Now from bottom, we will find out the distance 9 centimeter, and suppose 9 centimeter is still here. That means this is the position of the dot. Okay. So we need two independent informations for finding the position of the dot. With the only one information, we cannot find the position of the dot as I have discussed here. If I will take only the distance from the bottom line, if I will say that the dot is at a distance of 9 centimeter from bottom. Suppose 9 centimeter is still here. So this is also 9 centimeter. This is also 9 centimeter. All these distances are 9 centimeter. That means dot can be here, 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 anywhere. So only one independent information is not enough. We need two independent informations to find the position of the dot. So our conclusion is we need two independent informations for finding the position of the dot. Now let's take another example. Now you can see the picture. It is written, let's consider this as a seating plan of your classroom, and each desk is represented by a square. So in this seating plan of your classroom, you can see these are the squares. Okay, and they are saying that these are the desks. We are considering these squares as the desk. And here it is written that the T shows the teacher's desk. So this is the teacher's desk, and S shows the Sonia's desk, and this is the Sonia's desk. Okay. Now, if you will remember, if you will recall your real classroom, so you can see in your real classroom also the desks are arranged like this only. Okay, and that this is called the columns. You can see this is the first column, this is the second column, third, fourth, like this. These are the columns, and these are the rows. First row, second row, third row. Hmm? Now they are asking the position of the student on the desk, which is shaded. Now here you can see this desk is shaded. Okay, we want to find out the position of the child or position of the student who is sitting on this bench or on this desk. So we know in the last example also we have discussed, if we are finding the position of any dot on the plane or any point, we need two independent informations. For this also, for the position of this desk also, we need two independent informations. Now here it is written, the first information is the column in which the student sits. Okay, now we want to find out its position. So in the real classroom also, what we do, we will see the child is sitting on which column. So this is column number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The child is sitting in the fifth column. Okay, fifth column. So if I will say that the child is sitting in the fifth column, can we find out the position, exact position? Fifth column means this whole line is fifth column. The child can be, child can sit here, child can sit here also, here also, here also, here, here, at any point. Okay. Any desk can be the position of the child if I will say the child is sitting in the fifth column. That means only one set of information is not enough. We need one more information. So second information is the row in which the student sits. Now we will find out the row. So first row, child is not sitting. Second row, child is not sitting. And the third row, if you will see, the child is sitting in the third row. So what is the position of the child? Fifth column and third row. So these are the two sets of information by which we can find out the position of the child on this desk or the position of the shaded desk. So the position of any object lying in the plane can be represented with the help of two perpendicular lines. So these are the perpendicular lines only. Now this column and this row, these are the perpendicular lines only. So we need two independent informations to find the position of this desk. So it is written, student is sitting on the desk lying in the fifth column and third row. This we have discussed, fifth column and third row. So the child's position we can write as 5. This is for column, and 3. This is for row. So these are the position of the child. Now let's take exercise questions. Exercise 3.1. Question number 1 is, how will you describe the position of a table lamp on your study table to another person? Okay, now in this question what we have to do, we have a study table and we have a table lamp on it. Now we want to describe its position to somebody else. Okay, now we have already discussed that in a plane, if we want to describe the position of any point or any object, we need two sets of information. Okay, or we need two perpendicular lines. So here suppose this is the point or this is the position of the table lamp. So we will find out the distance of this table lamp from the bottom edge of the table, and we will find out the distance of this table lamp from the left or right edge of the table. Now you can see these two lines are perpendicular lines. Suppose this distance is 15 centimeter and this distance is 11 centimeter. So now here it is written, to describe the position of any person or any point, we need a plane. Okay, so this tabletop we are considering as the plane and this base of the lamp as a point. The position of any object or point lying in the plane can be represented with the help of two perpendicular lines. Okay, so any position or any object, if we want to find out its exact position, we need two perpendicular lines. So these are the perpendicular lines. Okay. Now let us consider the distance between the lamp point and the right edge of the table as 11 centimeter. This we have already written. This distance is 11 centimeter and this distance is 15 centimeter. So we are considering it as the x coordinate and we are considering it as the y coordinate. We need two sets of information. This is the first information and this is the second information. So we can write down the position of the lamp on the table is this 11 and 50. So like this we can find out the position of any object or any point on the plane. Now let's see question number 2. The question number 2 is very lengthy but it's a very short question. Question is a street plan is given. It is written a city has two main roads which cross each other at a center of the city. These two roads are along the north-south direction and east-west direction. All the other streets of the city run parallel to these roads and are 200 meter apart. There are about 5 streets in each direction. So using the scale 1 centimeter is equals to 200 meter, we have to draw a model of the city on your notebook. Okay, and represent the roads or streets by the single lines. So basically you have to draw the model of the city, and it is given that there are many cross streets in your model. A particular cross street is made by two streets, one running in north-south direction and another in east-west direction. And each cross street is referred to in the following manner. Now how to give the numbering to the cross street? It is written if the second street running in north-south direction and fifth in the east-west direction meet at some point, then we will call this cross street 2-5. Using this convention, find how many cross streets can be referred to as 4-3 and how many cross street can be referred to as 3-4. Okay, now this question if you will read one more time, then it will be more clear to you what to do. Now let's see its solution. Okay, now let's start the model making of the city. I will read the question again and with that only we will start the model. Now here it is written, a city has two main roads which cross each other at the center of the city, and the roads are along the north-south direction and east-west direction. So suppose this is the first row and it is running in the east-west direction, and second row running in north-south direction. Then it is written there are other streets in the city which run parallel to these roads. Okay, and there are 5 streets in each direction. So suppose this is the street number 1, it is parallel to east-west. Then street number 2, 3, 4 and 5. All these 5 streets are parallel to east-west direction. Same way we have the 5 streets parallel to north-south direction. So these are the 5 streets. Then it is written the distance between the roads are 200 meters. Means the distance between these two roads 200 meter. Distance between these two roads also 200 meter. And in the model of the city we have to use scale 1 centimeter is equals to 200 meter. So we will write the scale also that 1 centimeter is equals to 200 meter. Then it is written there are many cross sections in your model. A particular cross section is made by two streets, one running in north-south direction and another running in east-west direction. Now you can see if I will see this street is running in north-south direction. Okay, street number 1, this perpendicular line. Now if you will see street number 1, this horizontal line, this street is running in east-west direction. So these two streets are intersecting at this point. So this is the cross street. Same way, second street parallel to north south and first street parallel to east west. They are intersecting at this point. So this is the cross street. Like this, we have so many cross streets in our model. Now these all are the cross streets in our model. Now it is written, there is a convention to mark these cross streets. It is written if the second street running in north-south direction. So second street running in north-south. See, this is the north-south direction and this is the second street running in north-south direction. So they are talking about this street. And fifth in the east-west direction. Now this is the east-west direction and fifth street is this. So fifth street and the second street, they are intersecting at this point. Okay, and for this point they have written 2, 5. Now this convention only we have to use. What is this convention? That the first number 2 is showing second street parallel to north south. You can see this is the second street. And the 5 number is showing the fifth street. This is the fifth street parallel to east west. So this notation only we have to keep in our mind and we have to find. The first part is we have to find out how many cross streets can be referred to as 4, 3. Now we have to find out the cross street which is 4, 3 and we have to see how many cross streets are there. Now see 4 and 3. First point 4 means it will show street number 4 which is parallel to north south. So 4th street will be this street. Okay. Now the second point 3 will show the third street parallel to east west. So the point of intersection will be this point. See this point, 4th street parallel to north south and 3rd street parallel to east west. It is the same notation. So here we will write, suppose this point is P, 4, 3. So how many cross sections, how many streets are there? So only one cross street can be referred to as 4, 3. So for this point 4, 3 we have only one cross street. यहाँ पे कोई और point of intersection is not there. Okay. Only one point of intersection of two streets. So only one cross street can be referred to as 4, 3. Now second part they have asked how many cross street can be referred to as 3, 4. Now same convention we will use. 3 means the street number 3 parallel to north south. So this street. And 4 number means street parallel to east west. So 4 number is here. So the point of intersection will be this. See, this is street number 4. Second point is 4. 4 means parallel to east west. And first point is 3. 3 means parallel to north south. So suppose we are writing it as Q. The points are 3 and 4. So for this cross section also called cross street, there is only one cross street which can be referred to as 3, 4. That means there is only one cross street for both the points.